What is going on, true believers, baby birds? I'm about to feed you. That's right. You're about to get all the knowledge that you need to know what is going on in this crazy, crazy crypto space. Now, the U.S. House passes the FIT21 bill. Bonk hits an all-time high. Pepe hits an all-time high. Metamask is adding support for Bitcoin. You get lied to by Dan. If you remember Dan, that's the Digital Asset Network. That's the dude with the little tiny frame, kind of like TJ. Usually has a pool behind him, talking about stuff, lying to you, deceiving and manipulating you, because that's the kind of shitty people there are on X. However, he uses an agreement for cryptocurrency as an opportunity to further his Republican right-wing agenda, which is sad and pathetic. Dan, if you hear me. SEC, Gary Gensler, is he going rogue right now? What is he doing? Because like he's almost tears in his eyes, like, you guys can't approve this shit. This is not gonna happen. I was in charge of this. And by the way, I do have a conspiracy theory. I'm not going to reveal it here, but I do have a conspiracy theory on exactly what is going on. And oh my God, if I were to break this down for you, and it's not fleshed out, I'm not really entirely, I don't think I've got it exactly right. So I'm not going to say it today, but there is some big, there's something very big going on kind of in the background with all of this. Just a sort of a weird scenario, if you will. I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but I get a sense here that somebody in the government is kind of in on it with Jerry Gensler, if you will. Now, Ethereum did stall at 3.8 thousand, so then it pumped to 3.9 as soon as we got closer to the ETF. The ETF will be approved today. It is going to be approved today. And we're going to talk about Farcaster. Farcaster is a social media platform that just popped up everywhere. And then I'm going to show you why with a thing called rhetoric finance. We kind of talked to it. You guys have seen the articles of rhetoric finance for a long period of time. The pre-sale, I think you got in at like 20 cents to 50 cents or something like that. And it went over $2 on the launch, 3 or 4x from it. As a $1.5 billion market cap already, just absolutely exploded. So we're going to talk about all that and more, and the top 3 meme coins that are predicted to explode in June. You already know which ones they are. Of course you know. Anyway, this is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Some Bitcoin, 'cause I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me please, I'll do any charge you want me to. They call me please, I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I built a crypto channel streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me please, I'll do any charge you want me to. They call me please, I'll break the crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
All right, guys, so let's get into it. Good morning if you good morning. If you don't good morning, I don't care. Good morning to you anyway. This is a big day for cryptocurrency. Now, originally I told you guys, I think that the Ethereum ETF is probably priced in, or at least as priced in as it can be right now, and it might not be the case. We might be looking at an all-time high for Ethereum in a radical sort of run-up. We might be looking at something crazy happening before we get a big correction. And I want to explain, remember, January 11, we had a massive correction to the downside on Bitcoin. So I expect the same thing is probably going to happen. It's going to get kind of weighed down. Now, in the event that you are long on Ethereum, or if you are holding on to Ethereum, I have certainly not telling you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor. I hold on to 2 Ethereum right now. My intention is, as soon as I see that there's an announcement, immediately sell. Whatever the price is, because I'll find out, 1 or 2 minutes later. That'll be enough time for whatever little significant sort of pump we're going to get from people being like, oh my God, here we go. I'll take my money right there. I'll be happy with what I get in that situation, and then I'm selling because I know that it's coming back down. I know that I'm going to get another buy opportunity, even if it's not today or tomorrow or the day after, within a couple of days, because of the cooling off period of buy the rumor, sell the news. I know I'm going to get another opportunity. And if I don't get another opportunity, then guess what? I just become a Solana maxi, because it's okay, bro. If you miss out on the pump on Ethereum, or if I miss out on the pump of Ethereum, I'm still going to make a profit. I'm still going to be in a better position than I was before. And then I'm going to turn my head to the next Ethereum, the next ETF coming. MSNBC was talking about it last night. Solana. There is now discussion about a Solana spot ETF coming right after this Ethereum ETF, that most of these big companies are probably going to focus on that because they see such a tremendous upside based on the volume, based on the amount of building and growth going on in the Solana ecosystem. And look, it should be fair to note that if Bitcoin does, let's say we're at 70,000 right now. If Bitcoin goes up to 150,000, that's a little over a 2x. If it goes to 250,000, that's about a 4x. Fair enough, right? However, Ethereum, I told you, I think 13,000 by the end of this year. That's only a 3x from where we are right now. A little over a 3x, but around a 3x. Solana, however, Solana is undervalued even where it is right now based on the volume that's coming through. We have about a 400 billion market cap with Ethereum. That would be a 10x for Solana to get to that sort of market cap. So if you just consider, and it's not a 4, it's like a 6 or 7x. But the point is to get a little bit higher, Solana probably a 750. So it's 5 or 6 or 7x from where it currently is. And I think Solana has this fantastic growth opportunity. And I think that means that there's going to be some big move coming on this. So before we get too far into the weeds, let's get the good mornings going. Jay Locke, good morning. Crypto Sparky, good morning. Brian Bootyhead, good morning. Ken Gillette, good morning. Fun family in the Neko Army. Neko just continuing to soar right now. When it got a big pump not too long ago, I was super excited for it. And then, of course, it got dumped because somebody bought a big bag and then they immediately sold back out. And I thought, oh, man, that kind of sucks. But then guess what? It turns out that if you have a dedicated community and you have a developer who works hard, and look, Shaka's not a real developer. He's learning on the job, but guess what? He's dedicated to what it is, and things are starting to happen, and the price is continuing to build and continuing to build. So maybe we'll be partnering. Maybe we'll be talking about Neko a lot more coming into the future. That remains to be seen. But for right now, you should definitely check it out. And it continues to start pumping. Tom, along with Neko, we got the Meow Space Tom lottery drawing tomorrow night. So go check that out. And good morning. Justin W., good morning. JC, the Democrats playing politics, the young votes. That's exactly what the Republicans are doing. So that's the same as both parties. I don't know what that has anything to do with Democrats, except that they did flip-flop on the decision. But that's okay, because you still have Dan, the digital asset network, lying to you, deceiving, manipulating you, because that's what low-class scumbags do. Now, I don't know Dan. I don't know if he's a low-class scumbag. All I know is the low-class scumbag shit that he posts on Twitter. So all I can do is go on the information that I have presented in front of me, and he did not mind lying to you and deceiving you, and I'm going to show you why in just a few minutes. And I apologize, but I don't like it. I don't like when people lie to you and deceive you, and then they get their own self-affirming, this is exactly what I expected to happen from these people, right? And he was wrong. He was 100% wrong. Wasn't even close, as a matter of fact. Wasn't even close. But that's okay. The oligarch and all that shit. All right, let's keep going. Richard Caldwell, good morning. Miles Maddox, good morning. Kathleen Blaze, good morning. Centrifuge in the house. Oh my God, just naked. Perg is in the house. The Bozo Show is here. Crypto Antagonist is in. VK, good morning. Tony P, good morning. Samesh Utkar, will Ethereum ETF get approved? Yes, it will. We got Jay Manuel. We got Raymond Pritchard. We got Jason Pollins. Good morning, everybody. Brian Bootyhead is here. Daniel Delgado. We got Daniel volting it up with the Volt Army. RW7610. We got Poe in the house. We got Daniel Schoonover. We've been running price. I don't think so. I think, look, guys, crypto is a long game and you're getting played. If you think right now is the time, other than Ethereum, I don't think that this is like, there's probably going to be a correction. However, it's very complicated, I think, at this point. And we might have already seen a little bit of the dump right now, move down from 39.50 to 37.81 in the last couple of hours, it looks like. But, make no bones about it. Ethereum is up 27% on the week. So it's finally having its moment to polish up one more time. Remember, it went to 4,090 about a month ago. So we haven't clipped the spot right there. So look, we're looking at all-time high. And son of a bitch, if we didn't, as soon as I'm talking about it, it pops up just on the radar. CoinMarketCap says just in, CNBC, not MSNBC, CNBC discusses the possibility of a spot Solana ETF being approved after Bitcoin, or after Ethereum. So a lot going on out here in this space right now. But good morning, Vader Prime. Good morning, I am Groot. Aunt B is in the house. Capable. By the way, that's my brother's name, Capable. Capable Beats. That's when you hear me play some of these songs are done by my brother, and he's called Capable Beats. We got Justin W, Daniel Shuno. Oh, God damn it. I'm doing names all over again. 6 a.m. Doug is in the house. Zico is volting it up. Trail Boss is here. Cat Shields. We got Shane Jordan in the house. God Bless is in the house. J.R. Alcorda from Texas. We got Uncle Ben. Love your wild rice, man. Love the wild rice. Carlos in the house. Willard Morris. Mikey B. We've got Crypto Keeper in the house. Any thoughts on Pepe? Keep going up. I shorted Pepe at 13.6 last night and got wrecked. It went to 14 something overnight. And I was just hedging because it was hitting its all-time high again. It was getting close to the all-time high. So I was thinking like, probably due for a correction. I only put $30 into it. Like I was just going to take a shot and see if I could make $50. You know what I mean? So it really didn't matter, but it was worth taking a shot at. Like, whew. Timsky's in the house. What is going on, my man? XRP starts reading in New York, goes up a few percent and dumps the entire market with it minutes after. You know what? I don't know what to say about XRP, except it's too many. They still hold on to too much of the supply. It's not in the hands of community yet. You know what I mean? We got Northeast Philadelphia in the house right now. I see you, Will Smith. I see you. We got Steve Merck in the house. Good morning. Diamond Nuts. Brian Phipps. We got 100 Proof. Oh, man. Did anybody know 88 Fingers Louie? If anybody knows that, that's the punk rock band that was eventually they became Rise Against. The group 88 Fingers Louie here in Chicago. They broke up and the lead singer continued to keep 88 Fingers Louie as the band, which still tours, by the way, and is in Chicago. It's in the Chicago area. And they're actually a pretty popular punk rock band, but they became Rise Against, and 100 Proof is one of their songs. And sometimes you'll probably hear it in my background, stuff like that. Dude, Tyler's in the house. What's going on? Ramon Betancourt is here. We've got Amadou. What is going on? Watching from Nigeria. Hope you guys are all right, by the way. You guys are like a crypto hub, a serious crypto hub. And I'm pretty sure that Cytochain is going to be like the official blockchain of Nigeria or something, just some wild something or other that I think that they're going to start using. Jason Frazier's in the house. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's Fit 21 has passed, and the White House has caved, and they said that they will not veto this bill despite their opposition to it. The House voted 279 to 136. That means that a bipartisan level of support was achieved, and that the younger people in the Democratic Party reached out to other Democrats and said, look, you guys, you have to support this because look, this is what the youth want. This is the youth vote right here. You need to vote yes on cryptocurrency. Now, do we all agree on what the laws should look like? No, of course not. That's why we go in and we negotiate it in Congress. That's how it works. However, just allowing Gary Gensler, the bug-eyed vampire, to make up whatever rules he wants in order to try to enforce subjectively whatever he decides to enforce. Remember this. This is the guy who attacked Terraform Labs and wants $5 billion from Terraform Labs for crimes not even done in the United States, if in fact they're considered crimes, financial crimes, that is. They called it disgorgement. He wants $5 billion so that he can just continue to attack cryptocurrency, not because he's giving it back to the American people, because they didn't lose $5 billion, because they weren't really able to invest in Luna and Terra in that ecosystem, because it didn't work that way. There's not $5 billion out there like that. So this is Gary Gensler for you. He needs to be controlled. SAB 121 was repealed already, and what he said was, we need that in order to keep a, they're funding themselves with cryptocurrency. That's what they do. That's what the SEC does. That's why they're bad actors. That's why I call him a blood-sucking leech, a vampire, because that's what he does. That's how they do this. That's the grift of the SEC. He wants control because he's a Democrat. He wants control, not because he's evil, but because he thinks he knows better than you. Now, how does that apply more broadly? Let's go to where is it? Yeah, we got Dinglebat Dan. Okay, this is digital asset news. Now, if you are unfamiliar, digital asset news, Dan, again, it's just a guy on YouTube. Does videos standing next to his pool, talking about all of the things, using the big boy, I'm a financial advisor voice and all that bullshit. FIT 21 bill to allow the CFTC oversee digital assets passed in the House. Guess which side voted against it? You fucking dummy. This is a lie. Okay, just so you guys can see it. This is what they put up here, because you know what? If you get lied to enough, then you just believe all the lies. You say raggedy shit like the election was stolen. That's stupid. First of all, it was not stolen. I don't think it was on the up and up, by the way. I don't think it was on the up and up. You cover up you cover up Hunter Biden's laptop. That should have been public knowledge, and people should have been able to make their own decision on it. But also, you shouldn't have been trying to break into the Capitol on January 6th either. So, everybody's guilty everywhere on everything. This right here is an absolute lie, though. This is not how the voting went. 71 Democrats voted yes along with this. So a super majority, in fact, of the House said yes to this. So when you say that Democrats are opposed to cryptocurrency, that is true, but it's not the whole story. It's not the whole story. So when people like this, when people like these goombas start lying to you, that's when I have a problem. When they just say, look, Democrats should be more supportive of it, that's true. When they tell you that every Democrat voted against it, they're lying scumbags, okay? And I don't mind saying it, and I'm not saying anything on here that I wouldn't say directly to his face. That's for you, Dan. Anyway, so U.S. House passes FIT 21. Patrick McHenry, who is set to retire at the end of his term in January 2025, told reporters during a briefing on Tuesday that he would drive like hell to get whatever he can out of Congress. My time as chair and my time in Congress is coming to an end, but the policy is not coming to an end. In the past 48 hours, we've seen crypto grassroots and political forces result in a seismic shift in opinion of the industry here in DC. This view of the industry seems to not only be shifting opinions of the industry in Congress ahead of the FIT 21, but potentially rolling back the regulatory barriers the SEC chair Gary Gensler has tried to build his legacy around. And he keeps taking L's. He keeps losing. This guy keeps losing. And you know what he's telling everybody? I'm winning. I'm totally winning. I'm about to get $5 billion from Terra Luna Classic, bro. Just about to get some money. I can't make my eyes as big as he does, but you know what I'm talking about. And there's two of them. There's twins. Holy shit. Gary Gensler there's a second Gary Gensler out there. I don't even know what his name is, but oh my God, they're twins. They are twins, by the way, and they look alike, and that is gross and creepy, and oh my God, I'm scared every time I think about it. Now, let's move on to brighter news. Bonk has claimed a $2 billion market cap. The question is, how high can it trade over the weekend? So per coin market cap, it's trading at 321, up 0.75% in the last 24 hours, but it's up a staggering 38% in the last 7 days. And by the way, this is like one of those things where it has very low liquidity, so the pairing isn't, you know what I mean? I do realize that Hunter Biden didn't run for president and is a private citizen. And I realize that also the fact that there was allegations made about a laptop and whether there's any kind of crazy shit on there or not, it should have been made public and it should have been part of public discourse. Now, the fact that it was being suppressed by X, it was being suppressed by the news media is irresponsible of those people. Regardless of the content, the fact that it existed, the fact that it was news worthy and that it was being suppressed, that is censorship. And we should not be having things censored. And the fact that he's a private citizen doesn't underscore the fact that he's also the son of the president of the United States or the vice president of the United States or a huge public figure. So we are, and by the way, the allegations, even though I think the allegations were not true and they were not founded, and you know, they've been investigating for 4 years, they didn't find anything illegal, but it's immoral to suppress the information based on that. Now, by the way, I do want to say that the White House suppressed the information because because Republican men really liked Hunter Biden's dick. And if you think that I'm kidding, I am not kidding. That was the big deal. They were posting pictures of his D, and that was the only thing that the White House had actually asked to be censored and to be taken down. So, but that doesn't mean that the news media didn't collude with them to make sure that the story was suppressed, and they even put their own positive spin on it. Like everything that Donald Trump did he collude with Russia? No, they even admitted they were too stupid to do it. Doesn't mean they didn't try. Doesn't mean they didn't try. I'm not taking his side, but I'm saying that you were deceived over and over and over and over again by a news media that just wanted to bury Donald Trump because they didn't like him, but they liked Joe Biden and they considered Donald Trump to be a threat to democracy, which we still talk about today. All of this stuff, all of this stuff is real, right? Is there a conspiracy to suppress stories that favor Joe Biden? There absolutely was. Was the election stolen? It absolutely was not. But there was a move to try to suppress it. Now, you can be like an apologist, like a Bill Maher, and say, well, yeah, but I mean, this is the lesser of two evils. That's not your decision to make as the news media. That's the decision of the American people. They should know everything. They should know all of the conversations, and they should make their decision based on that. Ta-da! Problem solved. That's it. Problem solved. So, by the way, I don't know how I moved on to that one. Anyway, Bonk is now trading in a possibility, by the way, Coin Codex says that they think the token forecast price is 49.36, which means they expect it to go up another 50% within the next 30 days. So I get the sense here or a real feeling. And by the way, they do say that by the end of June, they would predict that it would be 3011 at its current trajectory. Now, they're not using AI. They're just pointing upwards and stuff like that. They're just pointing upwards. That's probably not true. However, you don't know what's going to happen when these meme coins really start to run, and they are going to start to run pretty soon. All of this FOMO that's been building up, all of this, all of the Ethereum ETF, the Bitcoin ETF, the possibility of Solana ETF, all of these pieces are starting to fall into place. That's going to bring retail back. Retail comes back. Bitcoin, everything just starts to explode. Once Bitcoin rips to a new high, which it should be ripping to a new high. I think it's going to hit, I think it's about to take off. When that does, then the money's going to start to cascade down. The profits are going to be you're going to have nosebleeds from all the profits, right? And then they're going to start cascading down into the broader market. People are still going to be buying the Bitcoin ETF. In fact, if we go look right now, the ETF overview says that on the basis of flows yesterday, guess what? Another positive day, 154 million in positive inflows. Grayscale, by the way, had 16 million in outflows, but it was vastly overweight by IBIT and FBTC. Fidelity and BlackRock coming in with close to 100 million each in positive inflows. Guys, this is getting serious right now. And the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is continuing to dwindle. And when it dwindles, that means that you are motivated to put yours on an exchange. If yours is put on an exchange, then guess what? That means it has to be the price that you're willing to do it. And that's higher than we currently are. So price go up. So that's what we're watching right now. And it's slowly playing out. And by the way, don't forget that there are still derivatives traders who are still trying to manipulate this market. So if you're looking at, there's no reason for Bitcoin to be down today, right? There's no reason for Bitcoin to be down. However, if you come over and look, we're down $32 billion on the day. Bitcoin just dumped massive over the last couple of, let's look at it right here. Look at that. Over the last 2 or 3 hours, Bitcoin had a massive sell-off. Why? It really, the reason why, and of course, what did it do? It came down here to the previous, it came down here to the previous level, wicked down into this 76, 77,000 range, almost hitting the 20 MA, and then boom, it's ready to bounce and take off one more time, right? Why is that done? Well, if we come over to liquidity map and we look at it over, even on the short term right now, guess what? It went into these pockets of liquidity. See, it pushed down into this range, then it pushed down into this range, then it pushed down into this range. It might push down a little bit further into this range. Excuse me. And over the longer terms, you can see like right here, it looks like we're done, and that the next move is an impulse move into 72,000. Like they are coming for the longs over the next little while. Now we go to the 1 month, and we probably see kind of the same thing. There was one pocket kind of right there, maybe a little rush down in here into 65 if we can get it. But then there's going to be reversal and a big move back up. This is derivatives traders attacking the market and attacking the liquidity pools, because guess what? The sentiment on Bitcoin is entirely positive right now, and it's all about price go up and price continue to go up. This is the move of a lifetime for some of these financial institutions. Now, back to Bonk. We think that Bonk is going to absolutely take off. But next up, Metamask is adding Bitcoin support. So the wallet provider hopes to roll out Bitcoin support within the next month, but those plans are subject to change. Bitcoin features could start small and grow over time. Though MetaMask already expanded beyond the Ethereum ecosystem with the inclusion of snaps, the move would add one of the more popular blockchains onto the most popular digital wallet platform. So you're going to have MetaMask will support Ethereum, EVM, Avalanche, Polygon, Optimism, and Arbitrum. But it also has expanded into a couple of JavaScript. So there's multiple blockchains that are able to be traded with MetaMask. It's one of the more robust in the market right now. And now adding Bitcoin support. So if you aren't using MetaMask because of Bitcoin, you might be able to start using it coming up very, very soon. This again, and guys, I just felt it was necessary to point this out, this FIT 21 bill, and how you were lied to and deceived by some of these people. Like I can't stress this enough, that if you look, vote how you want. I don't give a shit, right? But here's the final vote right here. Or actually, yeah, 70 votes for, 133 against, and 3 Republicans voted no. So I think the final vote was 279. I think they're missing 1 vote here. Yeah, here we go. There it was. 71, 123. It was 279 to 136. So, but that's a huge. And by the way, we worked hard to pass FIT 21 with 71 Democrats voting yes, including Nancy Pelosi. She long Bitcoin or Ethereum. Pete Aguiar, and Catherine Clark. We've got some serious people here that are voting yes for this. Pelosi, didn't she make $50 million? Somebody said something about she made like $50 million this month. Like, god damn. But as you scroll through here, by the way, coming down here, you don't see it nearly as much now, because it was because of course they stopped doing it because they tried to bury it. But you were quick to believe the lie. And by the way, here's another one right here. This one passed 205 to 203. Systemic Bliss right here is posting the lie. And as you go down here, you will find more people out here. And look, by the way, I probably shouldn't put so much time onto finding the lies for you, but Classy Crypto, FIT 21 pro crypto bill passes Congress. Jesus Martinez, by the way, that's Classy Crypto. It's Classy Crypto right here, telling you that it was 204 to 203. It's a lie, because this is manipulation by the Republicans to try to demonize Democrats. And look, there's plenty of things that you can actually demonize both parties for, but lying about them, come on. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Not true. There we go. Absolutely hate that shit, man. And I apologize. Look, guys, it just when people lie to you and you end up believing, I mean, look, you're free to believe whatever the fuck you want, but I don't like it. Okay. And I'm gonna call it out when I can. Anyway, SEC Gary Gensler going rogue in solo quest to stop crypto legislation. So the White House is eager to work on a crypto bill. That was the sentiment on Wednesday, putting the administration on the record again, wanting new digital asset policies to protect investors. They're going after that young vote. Somebody did say that earlier, but that is the truth. That is the truth. That up until yesterday, Tuesday, or last week, Joe Biden administration was completely anti-crypto, but I think they suddenly realized, and I told you guys, they're going to realize they're missing out. And I told you, by the way, 2 years ago, how does Joe Biden get reelected? I answered that question for you. You know what I told you? I told you that Joe Biden would legalize weed in his final year, right? Guess what's happening? It's now gone from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. That's the first step. That's the first step. And now as a Schedule 3, that makes it a misdemeanor instead of a felony for possession. So what you've done is you've simplified all this stuff and paved the way for federal legalization. And I told you guys, that's exactly what's going to come because he's going to want to pick up that younger vote, right? And then also he would flip-flop. I told you not 2 years ago, but a year ago, I told you that the Biden administration is going to flip-flop coming up into the election, and they were going to be pro-crypto, and that would be their way of getting the youth vote. Well, guess what? Son of a bitch, it started happening. The SEC Commissioner Gary Gensler, however, is arguing. He says that the existing laws give his agency plenty of authority, and that seems to go against U.S. regulatory agencies. Gensler, in a statement he issued against the FIT21 Act, accused crypto firms of showing their willingness to comply with applicable laws and regulations for more than a decade, variously arguing that the laws do not apply to them or that a new set of rules should be created and retroactively applied to them to excuse their past conduct. The crypto industry's record of failure, frauds, and bankruptcies is not because we don't have rules or because the rules are unclear. It's because many players in the crypto industry don't play by the rules. And you know what? Look, there is some fairness to what he's saying. He's not lying to you specifically in that. Guys, look around. How many times have you been rug pulled? I mean, just think about it. You as an investor, you throw $100 into a project or $200 into a project or $1,000 into a project. How many times do you just get rug pulled? Because you're playing in the gambling area of crypto, and we cover up the gambling area of crypto with our meme coins and shit like that by saying, well, we have a swap. We got a video game. We've got, and we've got this list of use cases that just transfer one crypto to another crypto. That's not really a use case. That's not really a function. A use case would be defined as something that it has to create some sort of revenue stream or something like that, taking real world money and pulling it into the ecosystem, if you will, unless it's a bridge from one place to another. If it's a bridge, okay, I can understand that it's not a use case to me. That's a function. But I mean, if you want to argue that point, sure, you can argue it. As we grow and as we bring in the RWAs and the depends, as those come in, they're creating real world use cases. They're creating the reason for things to exist. And if you build out on that, then that is also a use case because there is an existing use case. However, Joe Biden, Ja Rogan, all of these different they're just meme coins. They're just gambling risk assets. That's all they are. And he is right when he says something about that. So, but French Hill on an interview Wednesday said that the existing Security and Exchange Commission rules are inadequate. I cannot explain why he's taking the position that he has. I think he's isolated from other regulatory leaders. We know Hester Pierce is on our side. We know that a lot of them are becoming part of our side. Rostin Benham, the CFTC chair, he's on our side. They want regulation. They understand the bad actors, but they don't think that it works as a security. Gary Gensler thinks that anything that has a staking mechanism in it, anything that has proof of validation, all of that has to be a security. Because there's an expectation of profit would be his argument. However, Bitcoin miners are doing the same thing, and that's not a security. So there is a stupid argument, and he's saying that the reason is because they're mining instead of validating. No. No, there is a clear expectation of profit. So what he is doing is he's taking the current laws and he's just trying to put it as narrow as he can to do what Liz Warren wanted, right? Well, Liz Warren is now becoming a minority voice in this party. You know what I mean? So and to be fair, like Bitcoin doesn't do anything. It's a store of value. That's no use case. That's literally no use case. So it's crazy the way that we look at this stuff, right? Slightly differently on what's important in the art of what's possible in politics. All different tools to address crypto regulation matters. Some of them have exercised that role effectively. Others could do more. So look, what we're doing is right now, the CFTC is what we're going to get with Fit 21, that we're going to assume everything at this point is a commodity until it's bundled up in a way that can be verified as a security. And you know what that's going to mean? Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be the best part about it, because what it's going to do is it's going to allow places like Coinbase not to loosen its regulations, but have a more fair and open interpretation. And you know what that's going to mean? A lot more tokens, a lot more coins are going to get listed on Coinbase, a lot more are going to get listed on some of the major US exchanges like Crypto.com. Coinbase is going to come back from the Bahamas to America. You're going to see Crypto.com come back from Singapore to America. You're going to see American innovation start to take over in the crypto space. Does it lead to use cases? Yes, because it'll lead to real world assets and it'll find different ways to create a digital economy that translates into the real world economy. And by the way, at the end of this, it's my opinion that if we do this adoption right now, it strengthens the US dollar overall. And I don't know that Joe Biden sees that, but I know that Donald Trump does. And by the way, I should point out during the course of this that it did not change my vote in any way. I'm still voting for Donald Trump, by the way. I know I'm talking bad about Republicans when they're lying to you and they're deceiving and they're manipulating you. That doesn't change my vote, by the way, because the Democrats do the same thing. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, so the Ethereum rally stalls at 3.8K. And the question going forward is this priced in? Is the ETF priced in? I don't think it's completely priced in. I think we're going to see a God candle coming pretty soon. I think as soon as we hear that the Ethereum ETF has been approved, I think we're going to see a God candle pop off. Maybe we go to like 5,000 or something like that, and then immediately we're just going to get dunked on. Okay, I do think that that's going to happen. I think there's going to be one just like gigantic sweep. So now the question does it get approved? It does get approved. I'm pretty sure it's going to get approved today. So once that approval is done, then again, God candle, big type. Where are we at here? 37.93 up on the screen. All right, so here's what I think is probably going to happen. We should look at what's the expectation of one of those big moves. And that probably comes up like right here. So what are we looking for the same kind of move? I'm going to do it from the top up here. So because I think that that's what we're going to see is this kind of move here. So that puts it at about 4,600. Now, if there's a little bit more interest and it gets a little bit crazier and we go actually up to the top of the move, then that's going to be probably up here at 48. Like, I think we're going to attack 48, by the way, by the end of this. So what I'm looking at is going to be this little range right here around 48.50. I think we go for a big crazy ass candle as we test the top up here, and it's probably going to happen in a few hours. Now, I would be, I would look. I think it's worth mentioning here that we're in this channel. We broke out of this channel. There could be this move back to the downside for a retest outside, but I think we already got that, and I think that we're on our way. Okay, and what that looks like is that one big green candle that we had right here and the one right before it on the daily, like we came back and we back tested this channel and then we broke out completely. Now we're at the top of this range, kind of at the bottom of this one. And now we're waiting for the approval because we don't know whether it's going to happen or not. However, it's going to happen. And then we move out here and we get a wider look. And then you find this little range right here all the way up. So I think the biggest resistance area, if we don't make it all the way, is going to be right here at 4,400. 4,400 probably represents the 4,400 probably represents the move, right? Maybe we don't go any higher than that. Well, actually, and to be fair here, High IQ gives a number of 4302, saying that that's probably the top of it. That's what this represents right here. That would be like that's where you're going to want to take a big profit right there if you're in a long position on Ethereum. So we'll see how this plays out. But Ethereum probably on the move in a few hours. Next up, Pepe. Oh, by the way, before we do that, Render, I want to talk about Render. If you guys were following me for the last bunch of days, then you know that I've been talking a lot about Render, and I told you guys that Render was going to pop off. I told you that was going to have a big move. And then I told you that once we got the news from NVIDIA that we were going to have a buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? Well, this is what I gave you. What I gave you was this move, and I gave it to you way down here, and I even did it myself. There's my profits. I took basically almost 100% profit on each one of these, and boom, got a nice big run on it. What's the market look like right now? This is what it looks like right now. From over here, where I gave it to you at 970, if you remember, or 980, boom, it takes off, and it goes all the way up to almost $12. So it had a massive run. Right. And then what I told you that it was going to get approved, and then it was going to dump because buy the rumor, sell the news. What did it do? It dumped. Absolutely. And then my favorite person, Classy Crypto again, yesterday is telling people that NVIDIA is about to reveal their profits and their earnings. So you might want to buy some right now. He just got everybody fucking wrecked. Guys, I cannot stress enough. If a person doesn't know what they're talking about in cryptocurrency, and Classy might know everything about games. He might know everything about what he thinks he knows about. But look, it's very simple here. Buy the rumor, sell the news is the order of the day, until buy the rumor, sell the news is not the order of the day. And buy the rumor, sell the news is how all of these big tokens work. There's a FOMO, there's a buildup, there's a thing that we know that's coming. You know what? The next time we get to the next quarterly earning on Render, it's going to pump again because NVIDIA is going to have big earnings again. And we're doing a 10-for-1 stock split. So when it's time for Render to run, I'll tell you when it is. You know what? Remember, in fact, when it was down here, I was telling you guys, hey, it's going to be on 60 minutes. So when it's on 60 minutes, this thing is going to absolutely explode. And then what happened? I told everybody that. And by the way, I didn't tell everybody at the bottom here at 650. It was like 750. But we were down here in this range, April 30th, right here. And I said, look, guys, and I put out a video on April 30th. I said, look, Render is about to explode. It's going to be because NVIDIA is going to be on 60 minutes. What ends up happening? NVIDIA is on 60 minutes. A couple days later, and what happens? The FOMO buildup. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then we have Sunday, right? And then what happens? We have this big spike on Sunday, and then what happens? We get that little post FOMO, but now everybody's watching 60 minutes. Sell the news, and it comes back down to $9.37. And then it comes over here in range. And then what I say that, oh shit, we got NVIDIA earnings. It's going to pump. Listen to me. It's all you got to do is just listen. Oh, fuck my life. Don't listen to these fucking people that don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to them. Also, Pepe has now reached an all-time high, and the question is, will this rally continue? Well, I said, no, it probably won't. So I shorted it for like $30, no big deal, and I got wrecked because it kept going last night. Shout out to Pepe. They're just absolutely continuing to soar. Look at this right here. It's even got this green dot right here. That means continuation. That means that it's expected that this is probably going to keep going. Does it keep going? Well, I gave it 21,765 a long time ago. And I think I said that I think it's going to be trading at 4016 at the end of the year. I might have to up mine because, god damn, Pepe is just absolutely blowing up right now. So I'll let you know what I think a little bit later on with that. But let's move into the next big one, and that is Farcaster. Farcaster is a Web3 social media platform, and it's already raised $150 million. Now, this is Dan Romero, who is the co-founder, in a Tuesday release said that support from our work on Farcaster for many years to come will be, since going permission this last October, Farcaster has seen 350,000 paid signups and a 50x increase in network activity. There are hundreds of developers building on the protocol and a growing number of apps and frames for people to use. Farcaster is an optimism-based decentralized social media platform that not only gives users more control over their data, but allows developers to augment the platform through mini application called Frames. So, With Farcaster, and I encourage you to go check this out. But I think that this is going to be the next big thing. I don't know that it's going to give you, 1,000x or anything like that. But I know that it seems like it's going to be. It seems like it's going to have just an absolutely massive sort of run. There's daily activity. By the way, you should be trading or trading. You should be actively engaging with Farcaster. I would highly recommend that you download it and that you start messing around with it so that you are registered on there in case they do an airdrop. The next thing up would be an airdrop for something like that. Also, Farcaster now has optimism support. And by the way, this is Jeff Kaufman. He's one of the founders. And tell me, does that look like J-Chains to you? Does that look like J-Chains? God damn it. Anyway, so J-Chains apparently is the head of Farcaster. So he says that with Web3, you now have this on-chain touchpoint relationship and experience, and that's the biggest difference. There's this on-chain element to the end user experience. Take a look at what happened with the Starbucks loyalty program. While I commend the brand and the team for the effort, ultimately they decided to shut it down. What did they get wrong? They tried to copy-paste their Web 2 program and do it in a Web 3 way. They tried to make it Web 3, but it just didn't work. Web 2 is the best way to run that loyalty program if you're going to enter Web 3 and use tokens and start to interact with customers on-chain, whether it's under an umbrella of loyalty or not. You must think about a net new experience with your customers. So the Farcaster model you're going to have your own money in that ecosystem if you want to use it, and there'll be a conversion process, in an immutable sort of integration here, if you will, where you put $1 in and you buy something for $1, but it's actually a crypto transaction in the background. So it's going to use Optimism as the blockchain for it, and you just won't see it. You'll just, most people just be able to throw in a dollar or $5 to buy whatever it is that they want, and then they'll have tokens just like you have in games. If you're playing like Team Fortress 2 or some shit like that, you can buy tokens with real money and you have these assets inside this this system. And by the way, Facebook does the same thing. I'm pretty sure they have like a tokenized Web 2 system that they're using as well. This is going to be integrated in a crypto way, and you'll be able to earn crypto, stuff like that. That you'll then be able to sell in the open market if you want to through a Web3 wallet. So incredible opportunity here. If you see anything about Farcaster, I would suggest putting a couple of bucks into it. I'm going to put a few bucks in here and just see if anything happens. And I'm also going to download the app and I'm going to start playing around with it just so I'm active on the chain, doing a few things with it. And hopefully that means I'll get an airdrop. I think that's the best way. So let's move on now. And let's get into the top 3 meme coins expected to explode in June. Number 1, Pepe, trading at 1441 right now. However, the analysis says that it would be trading at 48.58. Remember, I gave you this number like 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't really sure at the time whether these guys are into it or not. I didn't know whether they would be or not. Well, it turns out they are. This thing continues to rip. It just continues to run. So they're expecting to have a 4 zeros, 37.49 by June 18, and that it probably will continue to rip because they think that the market is about to explode. Also up is another one, Dog with Hat. I'm not as bullish on Dog with Hat as I was 2 weeks ago because I'm looking at some of the data right now, and I'm looking at the interest in Dog with Hat, and I think it might have peaked. I think we might be looking at a peak on Dog with Hat. And if you grant here, if I were to look at the Solana ecosystem and I were to kind of give you just sort of a breakdown here on the Solana ecosystem. So Dog with Hat is up 1% in the last 7 days. Bonk is up 43%. Now you could say, well, Bonk had a breakout. Well, Book of Memes is up 10%. And I think there's Myro is up 14%. Punk is up 68%. Slurf is down 3%. So it's probably cooked as well. But as you go down here and you find some of these memes, some of these higher level memes, as you look for them, you're going to see that Dog with Hat is not exactly as robust. So, it looks like people have kind of, flushed themselves out of it and they're moving on because they found the top on Dog with Hat. So I would suggest, by the way, I would suggest that Dog with Hat might struggle a little bit. However, according to the charts, the platform does anticipate that it's going to hit the $10 mark in June. I don't agree. I'm not feeling it right now, but that could change on a dime. the next moment, you know, anything could happen, and you just see all of a sudden it just absolutely rips. So we'll see whether it does or not. And the last one on the list is going to be Shiba Inu, which, by the way, I used a credit card for Shiba Inu right here. But according to them, they think it's going to reach an all-time high of 86.25. And that's about 239% from where it is right now. I got to be honest with you. Again, this is one that I just don't see, but you never know when SHIB is going to take off, right? So, in fact, if I if you take a look right here, I told you guys that I actually gave you the same number because I'm using the same mechanism that they're using, which is they took this descending channel from this descending channel to this upward momentum builder right here. And where did it end? 45,738. What did I tell you it was? 86.25. They're just doubling down on this and taking this, and then one more of these, and then boom, that's the move. And I would right here, and you can see it play out right there. It's like I firmly disagree that that's the next move, but we did break out of this downward. We did break out of this range right here, and we're gonna get rid of this. Broke out of this range to the upside, but went sideways with it, which is an indication of potentially some more upward momentum to come. So it's building that. So if we were to just grant that that might be the case, then we might be looking at this, and maybe we're looking at a breakout from the top right here, right about there, which again puts us in the range of where they're estimating. I just don't think that it's going to do that. I don't think. I'm going to stick with, I think 405 is about as high as we're going to go, but they're predicting 408 coming up very, very soon, and a big test of the all-time high coming very, very soon. I like where we are though. And look at this on the long term. If you entered using, by the way, if you entered using, High IQ, which is available in the description down below, then it gave you the entry signal at 509621 on the longer time frames on the 1 day. These are buys of a lifetime sort of situations here, where you can get in and you can get some kind of just massive run. Well, guess what? You got your massive goddamn run. You got 375% increase. Just imagine, by the way, if you had entered this trade, at this moment right here with say $1,000. Then you 10x'd it, by the way. That means you had $10,000. So that means that you invested $1,000 and you came out with $37,500. That's how crazy this run would have been off of $1,000 going long when this thing mints a go long, baby. It did, and look, it gave you a hard loss exit, by the way. The next time it prints, the next time on the daily high IQ prints an enter signal, enter the goddamn thing. You know what I mean? Enter it, because it's telling you, it's giving you the 411 about what's about to happen next. So SHIB is the third one on the list, and then don't forget Saitama on Solana. Now, remember, I am partnered with them. They did send me some tokens, so we're talking about them every day. Last night, it got crazy, and it wicked out over here at 3.6 cents before correcting back down. I told you guys we're looking at an all-time high coming, right? Well, guess what? We're still minting in this upward fashion. We had a breakout over here. And where did the breakout go? By the way, you guys see me do this shit all the time, right? Well, what happened? It did exactly what it was doing before. Now, what is the next move? Well, the next move to me would be another test back down here, and then another sweep back up into this range at 45 or 46. So I think that Saitama is just getting started and probably going to have another sort of breakout moment. So I would be watching for Saitama on Sol to have another big impulse move. Now, the other thing is the market cap, which is 1.76 million. Liquidity is 91,000 right now. So just consider, if you will, that at 1.76 million, I think 20 million to 50 million is a perfect spot for this Saitama token to say that it succeeded. Now, will it do that? I don't know, but I think that it will. It seems like there's positive sentiment, positive momentum. The developer, I talked to the developer yesterday. again, and look, I get the sense here that something big is about to break out. By the way, that would mean that this over here looks something like this if it plays out that way. Now, the other thing is it could be like this right here. And if that's the case, this is still in play, by the way, for this move. I know I'm putting a lot of goddamn lines on you right now, but so what I would say is that each one of these has a spot to play. So if we reverse right now and use this as support, then you can expect a move up here to 42 or 43, like immediately, right? Because the other thing is we'll break out and then boom, test 36 one more time, 35 one more time, maybe get rejected. But if we can break through that, boom, then you bounce up here and you get the support. And that's where you get to like the 4 and 5 cent area. If you do that, then what you're looking at is probably a 3 to 5 million market cap. Look, I think this is about to go parabolic. This is not my financial opinion. This is just my emotional opinion that I think that people are going to say, oh, Saitama, let's run it back. Somebody's going to get in here. And look, if you think that somebody doesn't have, 50, 30, 10, 20, 30, $50,000 laying around, and they're like, you know what, let's put it in Saitama. Let's see what happens. There's going to be a lot of whales coming into the point to this is when it gets to 5 million market cap, that's when the whales would take over. So now the question is, can you get to 5 million market cap? And that becomes worth them playing in. Well, I think that's getting ready to happen. So if that happens, then congratulations, you heard it here first. Next up, Trademaster Ninja. If you're doing any trading, I highly suggest, I just showed you guys 375% profit right here. If you just 10x this from the entry position or 5x it from the entry position, you just made just an absolute ton. Trump. Let's go look at Trump and let's see what it did on Trump. Let's get it hasn't even given you a buy signal on Trump yet on the larger time frames. If I go to the 4 hour, I bet we probably got a few buys right here. Yeah, we got a few buys right. It's waiting for an entry, by the way, on Trump. So time is not up on Trump yet. But you get these big moves. Like look at this impulse move all the way up here, and you've got these big robust sort of plays that you can do. Pepe, what did it say on Pepe? It gave you this entry position over here on Pepe, and where's the position here? At 50869. Trademaster, by the way, Trademaster is the company that brought you High IQ. So it works on its own, by the way, and it gave you a short position over here. This is on the 4 hour, by the way. If you're trading, by the way, you'd want to use the 30-minute. You've got this and you got this entry right here, and then you got this exit, but you had a gigantic profit on it. Now it's waiting for a signal to tell you the reverse direction. But let's see what it looks like on Bitcoin on the 30-minute right now. Look at that sell-off happening right now. This is probably, let's see, we got this red line. It's coming down into this red. I think Bitcoin probably goes maybe just a little bit lower. Kind of comes down into this little range around 67,004. I want to say that if I come over here and I look on these shorter time frames, I'm probably going to find like a pool of liquidity around 67,004. There it is right there, 67,400. So coming back over here, the tops of this range right here is where I expect we're probably going to come down just a little bit more. And then that's when the reversal begins. And then the reversal looks like this move right here into the 70,500 range. So I would be looking for a big reversal into this right here, coming out in the top of this sort of range. I think that's where the money is, and I think that's what the path forward looks like for Bitcoin. So Ethereum, just again, we're just kind of waiting right now for the ETF approval. We're down $42 billion on the day. The bears are getting their moment in the sun, if you will. Dog with hat, by the way, coming down into your buy zone again, came down to 277. Came down to 277 a couple hours ago. What a good buy signal that would be. If I would have been awake for that shit, I would have been entering into that. Oh shit, I was awake. I just wasn't ready for it. Ain't that a bitch? Myro 2132. Myro broke back out. Remember, I told you guys that it would have to test this and then it would be moving on. Well, we got a test back here. We came into the range. And I told you guys when we were talking about that, it should break into this range and then come down for a retest and then break out from there, right? And I guess I put it right here where, and then if it does, then it'll come through and we'll be testing some of these highs, right? Well, we got rejected off of it and we're back outside of the range again. So that's invalidated. I would expect that we might see this move back down to around 17 as a retest before we break back into this 21-cent range. I'm going to be waiting on the sidelines for this moment right here. That's going to be my re-entry position. I sold on my Miro because I made money off of it. So I put that on the sidelines because by the way, again, I'm holding 2 Ethereum. The rest of it, I'm kind of, I do have some, I still have some Saitama on Sol. I still have some Trademaster Ninja. I still have some Dev E, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But broadly, I'm just kind of waiting for these moves. But anyway, if you are interested, high IQ down in the description below. Go sign up today. It's expensive, but it will make you a shitload if you use it the right way and you just follow the signals. It's easy money. And by the way, you can set it up with Bitstamp, with BitMEX, with FEMEX. You can use it for your trading strategy on TradingView. So check it out today. And then finally, in the Dev E ecosystem, there are some, I don't know how to explain this for Dev E other than to just kind of pop it out and say that there's this underpinning of activity and people are trying to glean whatever they can from each little leak of information, and each little leak of information seems to show that there is some kind of massive move or something that's scheduled and it's getting ready to happen. So the last one, let me pop this up. I can't pop this up on the screen because it's private details and you don't get to see it. I get to see it though. But there was a statement that was made. It says the Dev E ecosystem has a place in supporting the challenges of sustainable development of small island developing states. This will be explored during the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in May of 2024. So there is a UNCED UNCED conference, and that takes place. Oh, it's called the Earth Summit. My bad. It's the Earth Summit. I don't know what date the Earth Summit is. Earth Summit 24. Well, all these different places have it at different times. God damn it. Oh, it looks like it might be happening right now. 20. Yeah, it's happening. So it might be happening right now. So we might be in the process of getting some information out of this in very short order. So we could be looking at a massive move by Dev E coming at any point. It looks like we're basically just trying to find the floor. Remember, I told you guys this looks like Arbitrum. So what you're looking at is basically the Arbitrum map. So it's coming down, it's finding its floor, and then you can expect from that point a nice little price reversal. And what's that price reversal look like? $3 or $4. I think if this runs up, and we probably see some kind of massive sort of explosion because we don't have any sort of region, if you will, for maybe we've got this range right here to $1.16 representing resistance, but once it breaks out and starts price exploration above 220 or 230, then we find out what the value is. Right now the market cap is $6 million. So if it were to make that move right there, it would be $60 million. So it'd be a blockchain worth $60 million. Blockchains are worth way more than that. So I think that we're just at the forefront of something that could end up being pretty big. And these guys have been building for a long time, waiting for this moment for a long moment. So I think some partnerships are coming that'll probably be real beneficial if you are a Dev E holder. And one more thing before we get out of here, because I got to get going. Luna Classic. Luna Classic having a big sell-off right now, but it had a big pump, right? It had that big move, and I told you guys that I would expect it to probably consolidate right around 11.6. What is it doing? It wicked up above and gave me the big run into that 12, almost 13 range, and then it came back down, and now it's settling underneath. So it's back in this range despite having that spike. So if there's another test of it, then I would suggest here that the next test of it is going to be up into this sort of range right there. So I can't predict exactly when it'll happen, but I would say that the next surge is going to be right in this little range right here in the middle of June. I think we're going to have a nice big run. If it comes down into this range right here, then I would implore you at 301. If it comes down into this range, I would implore you to become a buyer because it's going to have a nice big rip up here of 30 or 40% with a moment's notice. Now, in the event that you are actually intrigued and interested, I do think that we're going to have a massive spike in Luna Classic very, very soon, and I'm going to show you why. This is called the Commonwealth, and this is where proposals come. Well, there's a proposal right now to create a Terra Classic website and a white paper, and it needs it drastically. So we'll see whether or not it gets it, but that could be a very, very big move happening very, very soon. Also, I do want to point out here, these are, and look, I was on a rant this morning, but Ben Armstrong, my guest is today is the day you start to realize what is about to happen. There's nowhere to run now, bitch. I was always and will always be the alpha. Remember those words. So, of course, I can't help myself. So I'm posting my Ben memes and never forget. By the way, this is the girl that TJ was banging, and that's her husband who she was cheating on. They're married now, by the way. But yeah. So because I don't let shit go either. So there's that. And then this is why I find people disingenuous. Okay, look, because so when they're poisoning us with bad food and destroying our youth, but when it's Biden, suddenly we want them. Clown. And that's because the Wall Street apes, which is just a right wing radical look, followed by Donald Trump Jr., Dan Bongino, Matt Gaetz, like this. Then I realized it when I saw that. But it says Bidenomics is destroying the U.S. economy. By the way, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. However, Fuddruckers is expected to close all locations. Fuddruckers is poison. Old Country Buffet, it's not even real fucking food. IHOP, are you kidding me? Buffalo Wild Wings, Applebee's, Red Lobster, Denny's. Point to a healthy restaurant. Stop me when I get to something healthy for anybody. Pizza Hut, Outback Steakhouse, Sybaro. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's Sabaro's, I think, that he just can't spell worth of shit. Marred Pizza, Ruby Tuesdays, BDQ. I don't know what that is. Joe's Crab Shack, Bonefish Grill. It sounds like maybe Bonefish Grill might be kind of healthy, but all this shit right here. Our favorite restaurants are disappearing. No, our favorite restaurants are not keeping up with the times, and they're not offering us real food. So when it's Joe Biden, suddenly you like these restaurants? Fuck you, you scumbag. Also, because it doesn't end there, just an FYI to the American people like Wall Street apes are lying to you. Here's the article on ABC. Now, look, here's what you have right here. People are learning Red Lobster didn't go bankrupt because of endless shrimp. They were attacked by Wall Street for their land. Here's the full story. And then he's got this whole full story, and he's telling you that the mainstream media didn't cover it. Here, bitch ass. Here it is being covered by ABC a week ago. That's exactly what happened. And it comes down here, owned by General Mills, Red Lobster stalls. It tells you why. Then it tells you why it's cutting costs. Then it tells you that it got, oh, by the way, it's cutting costs. It starts telling you that it was part of the Thai union. And it gives you the breakdown, by the way. As you keep going down here, you find that it was not the endless shrimp, that it was Darden right here. This is Darden. It was sold. It takes me a second here to find it because it was in here. Oh, Golden State Capital. To help fund the deal, Red Lobster spun off its real estate assets in a transaction known as a sale leaseback agreement. It basically gave Golden Gate Capital the property, and then Golden Gate Capital raised the rent. And it was told by the national media. But if you listen to these dingbat, lying, scumbag, dirtbag fucks out here, like Wall Street apes, then what you get is you get lied to, and then you believe it because you think that the media is out to get you. Well, spoiler alert, the media really is out to get you. That's really true. They want your opinion. They want your opinion to be their opinion and stuff like that. However, you shouldn't lie to people about it because it's still a lie. So now my rant is done. Anyway, sometimes I can't help myself, guys. Sometimes I can't help myself. I hate when people lie to you because I think it's deceptive. I think it's misleading. I think it's bullshit. And I don't think that we as either American citizens or fans of this space should tolerate it. If you follow Wall Street apes, unfollow them. If you follow Wall Street apes and you follow me too, and you disagree with me, unfollow me. I'm cool with that too. But if you get lied to and deceived and they use deceptive means, I don't have time for that bullshit. I don't follow CNN. I don't follow Fox. I don't follow any of these people because they're all lying to you. They're all deceiving you in some way. The best you can do is hope that you can scrape through the pieces and figure out what's true and what's not. So do your best to figure it out. Anyway, time for me to go. I know I went a little bit long. Thank you so much for bearing with me as I go through my rant right now because the government's out to get you, or well, whatever. And here you go. There are some very exciting plans coming for Cryptonomy VIP users. Make sure that you're signed up to the Cryptonomy Telegram. Follow the Twitter account for rewards and prizes. There's going to be extensive promo programs and giveaways for all Cryptonomy VIP users. Also, I've introduced a unique opportunity for users to evaluate the platform's performance and share your personal experiences. So if you are looking to do that, your comments can be posted on Cryptonomy.finance/reviews. You guys know what I've been saying. I think XRP is about to have a moment. So we're going to make a deposit over here. We're going to do 10,000 XRP right now. We're going to stake that we got another 12 months. So we're going to put that in there, 120.7% APY. We're just going to stake this long term. Scheduled amount is going to be 12,075 XRP on the way out. The yields continue. The launch pool, TARS protocol did a 13x. Xverse, remember, did a 4x. Blade Swap did a 5x. These guys are finding really good projects, putting them out there for you. So make sure you sign up